Okay, everybody, I just wanted to go over the local government cyber watch Discord server, how to use it, and what the purpose is for it. Um, I'll get into why I started it, but this is, let me share my screen so you know what I'm talking about. So this is the Discord server, and basically this is set up as a way for local governments to share information back and forth. We're limiting it to TLP clear. So if you're not familiar with the traffic light protocol and what that means, basically we don't post anything that's not publicly available. So when you get the invite to the server and you log in, make sure you review the rules and make sure you understand that. We don't want to put any confidential information out there, so that's why it's TLP clear. If you're not familiar with it, there's the link. You can see that here on the rules channel. You take a look at the rules channel, we just talk about, code of conduct, be nice, and all that kind of good stuff. And don't post anything that's not TLP clear. Disclaimer, got to have one of those, right? The legal folks always want to have that. Make sure that any of the links here are not represented by any member of this community. It's just what they posted out there. So you shouldn't take it as legal advice or anything like that. This is just for our way for us to share information. And as a member of the community, you're certainly welcome to lurk if you want, but I think the community is better the more people participate. And let me show you a little bit about the community, but let me kind of give you the reason why I've set it up. One of the things that I'm sure that we're all familiar with, is, at least here in the state of California, if you're in cybersecurity in your local government, we get these alerts on a regular basis. As a morning alert for the California Cybersecurity Integration Center. You notice it's TLP clear. They don't share any information in this morning report. They just give information about things going on that are of interest to local governments. Now, I take this information, and typically what I have been doing in the past is just gathering it up as it comes in on a regular basis, and I used to be sticking it in OneNote. And I would use this if I was going to write a staff report, or if I needed to ask for budget money for a certain thing, and I wanted to be able to talk about data breaches that recently happened in local governments. And this was just my way of kind of taking open source threat intelligence that I got and just organizing it somehow. I figured, well, I already do all of this, so I started sharing it with our executive team at the city I work for to give them an idea of what's going on in the cyber universe. And some of them liked it, some of them didn't. So I figured, well, I've already done this to help at my organization. How do I help everybody else? And so then I started posting it on my blog. So if you take a look at my blog, same type of thing. I would just do the blog post here and basically then share that link on Twitter, LinkedIn, wherever. And then I also shared it on the MESAC Connect website, which is internal stuff for the Municipal Information System Association of California. It basically is a listserv that we use. The problem with it is I could put this information here, but we don't really have it set up by category. And one of the problems I always run into is like, oh, I remember seeing an article sometime recently that talked about a legal case that happened related to a data breach, and it's something that I wanted to share with my city attorney. And I had to go looking for it. And when I searched through my email, I couldn't find the original email that had the information about it. So I was able to find the information in my blog, but it still took me a lot of time. So I thought, well, you know what? There's got to be a better way. Two, I found out a lot of other people were using my posts for the same reason. So on the MESAC Connect, I said, I'm going to stop doing this because I don't know if anybody even cares. And then everybody kind of responded, like, don't stop. We really use it. And then someone told me they used it to help write their staff reports for, why they needed to have a cybersecurity program or whatever. So people were finding it useful. And then people started sending me stuff saying, hey, add this to your update list. And I'm like, okay, so now everyone wants me to set it up and I'm putting it all together. I'm like, there's got to be a better way to do this. And so I started looking at different solutions. I looked at Slack was one of the first ones I looked at. And I found out with Slack, one of the downsides to it is the free version, you only get 90 days and then they delete it. So we wanted something that would have a longer shelf life, so to speak, so that you could go in here, check for something, look for something 6 months ago. And so that's why we came up with this. I tried it out with a few people in the cybersecurity committee of MESAC and got really good reviews on it. So we started opening it up to other local governments. So if you're a new person from a local government, whether you're education, whether you're a district, whether you're a county, we even have folks in here from the state of California. So state, and local government partnerships are important. I've reached out to a couple of federal folks to say, hey, if you want to join as well. So we're just starting the community. It's brand new, so take a look at it, check it out. We have different channels for different things. So take a look at, if you don't know where to post something, if you have some article that you just read and you say, hey, this is good for the community, where can I post it? If you take a look at one of the channels, and at the beginning of each channel, there is a little description of what we wanted to cover in here. So let's say the financial, anything about budget, anything about the cost of cybersecurity, anything about ROI, anything about budgets, or the cost of a data breach, you could put it in the financial area. And that's just one example. And I'm not going to go through all of these different ones. I will say this is the way my head works, so it may not be the way your head works when I post all this. You are certainly welcome to make suggestions, and I will, do the best I can to accommodate that. But I don't want to have too many different threads going on. So if you take a look at a good example, one is third-party risk. Third-party risk covers a lot of different things. Cloud security, different things like supply chain security. These are all third parties that introduce risk to our organization. Whether or not you're going to ask for an SBOM, what is an SBOM, all that kind of stuff, that's a part of third-party risk. That's part of supply chain management. So I just put that all into one big bucket. So if you're looking at things, you can look at them from here. Other things that you can do with the channel that's kind of nice is you can also upload documents. Here's an example of one that is a document about transferring some of your cyber risk by adopting to the cloud. And again, this is a document that was out there, it's freely available, so I just made it easy to post it here. You don't have to upload the document. You can just put a link that goes to a document out here as well. And if you have any questions, go ahead and post them into the general section. Make sure you take a look at the rule. Oh no, there's a question section. So if you have questions, go in here. If you make sure you review the rules once you get there, say hi on the general, and then have fun with it. If you have something you have no idea where it goes, but it's something that might be interesting in the community, I have a random channel set up, so you can go into there. I even have a channel set up for fun cybersecurity memes. So if you have any of those, post them up there. Those are always funny. I like to use those when I do presentations. And then also like to post events. If you know of events or webinars that are going on that are free, that are related to the local government, then post them up here and have at it. And if you have any suggestions or anything, send me a link. And that's all. Thanks, everybody.